Welcome to Andrew's Approach. This is a short video I put together to give you an idea of what it's like to work with my law office. My name is Andrew Ayers. I'm a business law and estate planning attorney with offices in Edina, Minnesota and Brooklyn, New York. Whenever I work with a client, my first goal is to learn from you. And what I mean by that is I want to make sure I truly understand your legal needs. A lot of times clients will come sit down with me and think they need one thing when in fact something totally different is what they need. Especially in the area of estate planning, people think it's going to be complex and expensive, when in fact a straightforward will is oftentimes all you need. But have you thought about your healthcare documents and the other documents we include as part of your estate plan? These can be just as important as your will, and oftentimes people haven't thought about that before they come in. The other thing I'll want to know is what can make working together easier. Maybe you don't like to use all of the technology in the world. Perhaps you prefer not to have virtual Zoom meetings. So what we try to do is make sure that we're using technology to the level that you are comfortable with. My role is to be what I consider to be a trusted advisor. We will talk about the notion of a team, trusted experts, authorities, and mentors. Whether you're working on an estate plan or starting a business, you want to make sure that you have the right people on your team who can help you, and we can help get to the goals that you're looking to achieve. A little information about me: I'm married. I have 3 little children, and they keep my life very busy outside of the office. Just about 10 years ago, I started my law firm in New York City with a small office in Brooklyn. I still have clients that actually go back as far as 2003. One of the first clients I ever went to court with still calls me up from occasion with new legal matters. People also will ask me why I got into law, and one of the reasons was growing up, I thought that trust funds were for rich kids and people in the entertainment industry and famous people. What I found, however, is that when my grandfather passed away, he had left money in trust to be used for my brother and I for education. These are one of the tools and techniques that many people don't think of when they think of their estate plan. And the fact is, some simplified planning can really achieve those goals for your family's legacy. So my personal philosophy when approaching law is that I enjoy running my business alongside you. Especially if you're running a small business, I love to hear about what you're doing. What kind of marketing are you doing? What kind of clients do you like to work with? Unfortunately for me, the legal profession can be very slow to adapt to new technologies. So working with other businesses, I can see what the future will look like, usually 5 to 10 years down the road for lawyers. One of the more interesting things I like to ask about is, what are you currently reading? Every night I like to curl up with a book after a day of looking at screens, and I try to read a little bit before I wind down at night, because all of these screens can be a little bit distracting in the end. So you'll often find that I have my little field notes with me and a pen, because the analog is just as beneficial and just as productive for me as it is working on my tablet. My legal philosophy is that law doesn't always have to be complicated. Whether it's your business or your estate plan, oftentimes we can simplify the issue and make sure we're getting to the heart of your matter. We need to understand your legal issues. One goal I have with any document you're going to sign is that you understand what's in the document and you understand all of the provisions. I like to call my office a virtual office with a physical presence. It's generally a paperless office. Everything that comes in is either electronic or is scanned. If there's any original documents from us working together, you'll get them back at the end of your case. We use online scheduling and virtual meetings, especially to be able to connect at times that are convenient for you. And when it comes to many documents, you can sign them electronically. You don't need hard copies. However, when it comes to estate planning, most states still require us to have original documents signed originally and notarized. When it comes time to contact my office, I offer a variety of ways for you to reach out. We can set up appointments, we can do telephone calls, you can text me, you can send emails, and if you have one of those in the corner of your office, you can even send me a fax. One of the biggest benefits I found over the last few years is working with a client portal. So I have a client portal that will allow us to share documents between you and I, especially if there are going to be a lot of large documents that wouldn't fit in an email. The client portal is a great way for you and I to communicate. Also, it has a secure messaging feature, so if you're worried about somebody reading your emails or if you have some other privacy concerns, the client portal allows you to have a direct, secure message to my office. And there's other ways that I like to stay connected. So we have a quarterly book giveaway. No money up front, nothing needed. You get the email once every quarter. It's in February, it's in May, it's in August and November, and the first 10 people that respond get a book. Sometimes it's cookbooks, sometimes it's something else, sometimes it's fiction, sometimes it's nonfiction. The other way I like to stay in touch is with a monthly newsletter that arrives in your mailbox at your house. Surprisingly, it's become one of my favorite ways to connect with my clients, and my clients often tell me that they enjoyed last month's newsletter. Hopefully you have a little idea of what it's like to work in my office, but I'm sure you have many more questions, so feel free to reach out and we can set up a time to talk and go through your legal needs and your legal issues.